Good evening, everyone. I hope that you're doing well on this Wednesday evening. It is 6:30. We've done several books by Mark Harshman, and they're always really interesting and some fun, sometimes not so much. But this is a pretty good one, too. Just so that you keep in mind, we will still be virtual this coming Sunday. Fingers crossed, maybe I'll have an announcement for the following. So let's hope that that we can get back into the church before Easter. So, hello, Dawn. Hi, Stella. Hi, Jade. Hi, Ron. I do hope that Stella is going to sleep tonight when she is put to bed so that we don't have any crying and carry on. Hi, Mike. Hope you're doing well after your procedure today. Our story again is A Little Excitement. So let's go ahead and we'll start our story. Winter on a pleasant ridge had gone on long enough. Sure, I loved sledding and snowmen, snowballs, and snow forts, but they can be boring, especially when you live so far in the country that your only companions are a pair of older sisters. Half of the time they didn't even want to play, and the other half, when they did, they were always too bossy. Mom said maybe I was too fussy. Anyway, I was tired of winter and of being bossed. Look at all that snow. Boy, that was us a couple weeks ago, wasn't it? We had all that snow. And what else was there? Not much. Get up, go out in the dark, carry hay while Dad milked, eat, go to school, go home, carry hay again, eat, study, put up with Annie and Sarah. Not much fun, I can tell you. Annie and Sarah would tease me about the girl on the bus that the bus driver made me sit beside. When we played games, it was always them against me, and if I cheated, just to make it fair, they complained. There's the cows, and I want you to see this. Can you see over here with the cow? Let's see, there we are. The cow with the cat sitting up on top of its back while it's being milked. You ever seen that before? Mom tried. She'd offer to play checkers, and sometimes we did. But you can't tell your friends when they ask you what you did last night, "Oh, I played checkers with my mom." I liked working with Dad, but winter wasn't the fun time for that. Winter work was all mud and buckets and cow manure. And at night, after chores, Dad could only slump in his chair, too tired to do much with any of us. I wondered if he would ever get his old summer strength back. There's Dad slumped in a chair and Mom playing checkers. See the puppy? He's down at the foot. Some days, it seemed all I could wish for was that something exciting might happen. One Sunday, when we visited Grandma after church, I listened to her tell about her winters as a girl. She would ride to town on a sleigh behind two black mares. There were blizzards that topped the roof of the old porch, and sometimes her school would even be closed for weeks at a time. Look at those horses. Have you ever ridden in a sleigh like that? Hi, Beth. Hi, Lori. Believe it or not, I have, it was a long time ago, but I have ridden in a sled like that. It all sounded pretty good, and lots more exciting than my winter. But when I told her this, she said, "Be careful what you wish for, Willie. You might just get it." Well, I didn't quite understand that. I didn't see why you'd have to be careful. I thought the best thing in the world that could happen was in the winter would be a little excitement. There's Grandma talking to Willie and all the pictures up on the top of the fireplace. Mom heard the strange sound. Loud roar at first. She woke up Dad, and he ran down the stairs, switched on the light, and saw the glow from the overheated stove. Dad's weariness had caught up with him. When he loaded up the stove with as much wood as it could hold that cold night, he forgot to shut off the air. So instead of burning slowly, the fire swelled white hot and ignited the tar built up in the chimney. He hollered everyone awake, but it was Sarah who yelled at me, pulled off my covers, and stumbled beside me down the stairs. Was this what I wished for? Oh my. Look how hot that looks. I was cold and the snow lay down on the hill. In our pajamas, we stood shivering in the dark at the top of the roof. Out on the red brick chimney soared a red, thick fire. Dad ran back in and closed the stove and hoped enough air would be stopped to slow the burning. Wow, look at that. Can you see? Can you see them here? They're standing watching. All that fire coming out of the chimney. As the blaze crackled and spit above us, Dad and Annie set up a ladder and I ran for buckets. The heat from the burning tar could crack the chimney and set the house on fire inside, and we couldn't do anything about that. But outside, we could at least make sure the roof didn't catch fire. We broke ice on the spring and hauled up carefully, that black water to keep the roof safe from sparks and cinders. And while that dark, moonless night was lit by the fiery torch atop our helpless house, there were no jokes, but lots of hurry up and silence. There's Dad pouring the water over the chimney and the roof. Side by side with Annie, I worked quietly and hard and quickly to keep the buckets coming to Dad. Later, I saw his hands bloody from fighting to keep a hold of that slippery roof. Roar and swoosh were the sounds the fire made, and I was more scared than excited. While we worked with the water, Mom and Sarah braved the house to pack what we'd need if the worst happened, if the whole house burned. Everyone seemed brave that night. I kept thinking how Annie's hands must be frozen like mine, but she never said a word. And there they are running back and forth with the buckets, and there's the puppy that's chasing them. Eventually, the piney volunteer fire department gathered. Jimmy up from Adeline, and Harry from Dutch Fork, Bob from Clouston, and Dan Creary from Sleepy Creek Hollow. They all came in pickups since the pump truck was frozen up solid over at Dixon's. Neighbors from across the valley and down the ridge would arrive, too, before it was over. But of course, the first one there was Dad himself. He joked later that no one had been quicker than that to a fire. If they had, he'd eat his Sunday pants. There's the fire, and they're still taking the water up on the roof. The night was beautiful, all white and black beyond the fire. Somewhere in the black, a deer must have lifted her nose from grass pawed clear of snow. looked our way and wondered, too smart and too quick to be scared. I felt better when I heard Jimmy and Bob, Harry and Dawn shouting, laughing, and even when it seemed they shouldn't. There's the deer watching the fire. Probably could smell the smoke. But finally, we watched the orange flames fall back until 1 hour after it had started. Bob Jackson shone his flashlight down the flue and announced, "She's all gone, folks. Get on in the house and get to bed." And of course, we didn't. The firemen and the neighbors, as well as the furniture, crowded back indoors after Bob yelled, and oh, the talk and the food. They were better than Thanksgiving. Mom got coffee while some of the neighbor ladies laid out cookies. And they even had a wedge of cake that they had brought from home. Everybody putting the furniture back into the house. The fire's all out. We ate and laughed till we'd nearly forgotten it was early morning, and that a little while ago we had been more scared than we knew. Annie and Sarah and I played without fussing or bossing. I figured now that maybe my fussing had earned me some of their bossing. I was going to remember how brave they were. And no boy should mind having brave friends, even if they are his sisters. Maybe if the three of us put our heads together, we could even come up with our own excitement. Looks like all the neighbors are serving cake and tea and maybe even some lemonade. Of course, don't know. Maybe even some hot tea. Sunrise came absolutely quiet on our hilltop farm. A new powder of snow had fallen sometime after we got back to sleep. The black ash and soot from the blaze had already disappeared under it. It felt good to see that everything was safe. I hoped when I saw Grandma that she wouldn't mention what she had said to me on Sunday. Besides, she wouldn't have to worry about reminding me. I'm not likely to forget. Look how pretty everything is now. You would have never known that there was a fire, would you? That's it. That ends our story for this evening. I hope you enjoyed it. We will be virtual at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. Remember, it's a time change, and I'm going to be working from my home office. I'm not going to go down to Beth's this week. I'll let them sleep in if they need to. But I will be remote this week, and we'll be seeing where we are on Sunday to decide where we're going to go from there. Okay? So I hope all of you enjoyed the story. I hope you have a good night. And I'm glad that you could be here with me. Much love. Bye-bye.